something for us to say. Happy New Year, Happy New Year. May we all have a vision now and then.
And we welcome you to a very special edition of This Is Wrestling, because Versage, Zach McGibbon will be looking into the future, 2026. As we sit here at the end of 2025, Zach, how are you? Looking forward to the new year, I would bet, because you're going to think I'm going to be better in 2026. It's going to be one of your hot takes. And I'm like, dude, I can't get any better. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, Mr. Versage. Look, I mean, you make it very clear whenever you're doing well on the show. So I can't possibly predict you would be any better in 2026. You know, it feels like you've hit a peak already, I would say. Well, maybe this is the downfall of Versage in 2026. I don't know.
I don't know why you'd put that out there into the
I'm not saying it's happening. It's just,
But you're right. It's been like, I'm just so goddamn right every show that it must stop at some point.
Yeah.
The streak
must end like Goldberg, right? Like the Goldberg-like streak that you've been on, Mr. Versage, must end.
Well, just tell me I'm getting tasered in a ridiculous... You know what? It's probably the one time you might be able to squeeze in another time, but I actually felt bad for Goldberg. Like, you went 100 and I think it was 147 matches in a row. I think that was the official total, but it is somewhere around 150. And I'm sure our great listeners will correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, we'll get the emails next day after this. Yes.
But let's just say it's 147. You've won 147 straight matches. You're 147 and nothing. You've won the US title, the world title. You've beat Hogan. And you get to the arena and you're like, actually, you're going to lose tonight to Kevin Nash. And we're going to taser you. And it's going to be awesome.
Crowd's going to love it.
And you're like, okay. I actually felt bad for Goldberg that night, because the streak has to come to an end at some point, but that was not the way to do it. But we are going to tell you how to do it in 2026, because this show is going to be, Zach, you are going to have your 3 best ideas, pitches for 2026 about what is going to happen. You, unlike Trevor Struthers, going to see the future. You're going to predict the future. But you might have to have 4 ready, because there are parameters, there are rules to this show. Unlike the Continental Classic at the end of 2025, where you're not allowed to cheat until you're allowed to cheat. If there is one that I am like, Zach, I know this is a prediction and you're allowed your opinions on the predictions, but that's not going to work for me, brother. I don't think that's going to happen. And I think I am talking for the majority of people, and I'm going to throw a veto on that prediction.
Ooh, you're exercising your creative control clause, brother. Subsection E, paragraph 3, under This Is Wrestling contract. Creative
control, you read
brother.
That far. I am super surprised you read that far in the contract, but you did. So yes, I'm exercising it, but also you'll see in the contract that once somebody exercises that much control, they have to give it to the other person as well. So you get a veto on me and my predictions. Something that's just so outrageous. Will I throw in a red herring to be so outrageous on one of my predictions?
Ooh.
I will lure you into using your veto on that one, so I can get out another outrageous prediction.
I like it. I like it. There's strategy to this as well.
Zach, life is a mind bleep, okay? I always tell people, wherever you think you are, I am 2 steps further than you. So it doesn't matter if you think you're on step 2 Or you think you're really smart and you're on step 9. I am 2 steps further than you. I didn't say where other people are. Maybe they're 2 steps further than me, but that's not the people I like to hang around with.
Yep.
Like to make sure that I'm a couple steps ahead. So this can be, it can be anything. It could be AEW, WWE, CMLL. It could be New Japan. It could be anything that you want it to be as far as big things. But we're going to try to keep it with some of the major stars and the major promotions so that you as a listener can think about whether these things might happen or not, but there's some legitimacy to them possibly happening. We are here to make you think. And then Zach's here as well. So
I put in a veto on that one there, Lever Sage. That's where my veto is going in.
You're not allowed to use the veto.
Damn it.
That's not a
artist. Should have read further on that contract, brother.
Not a prediction. That's a spoiler.
Oh, damn it. I guess I can't use the creative control clause on that one.
No.
All right.
Paul Heyman, I'm the owner. Okay, so the whole world is your oyster at this point as we head into 2026. I'm really looking forward to some of the major things, and we'll talk. There'll be some honorable mentions. We'll have the veto. We'll talk about some different things. But where are you going to start, Zach?
I think I'm going to do an easy lob here to start things off, just to kind of get the conversation going, get the creative juices flowing. I think it's something we're actually both going to agree on. Well, so we're going to set the tone. We'll be cordial to start, and then we'll see where it takes us afterwards. But I'm going to do a pretty simple prediction to start things off. And we're just basing it off of, everything we saw in the recently released episode of World's End. And I'm going to say in 2026, Kyle Fletcher will be the AEW World Champion at some point in 2026. That is going to be the prediction. There you go. Yes. Big pop. Big pop. That was a bigger pop than what FTR got in their match. So I love it. Thank you for that. But that is going to be prediction number 1 for 2026. A very simple prediction, but I need one because I'm suck at predictions. As we know this past year, I feel like this is a pretty good prediction. So I need one to at least land by the end of the year. So
I see why you went that way.
Yeah.
And I thought for sure, not knowing what your predictions would be, and we'll go a little bit off the cuff. It's the better way to go. Yep. Is that I would have something to say back, a retort of sorts. I probably don't to that one. Might have to expand the list to 5 or something if you're going to be that short, because I mean, I don't know if there's a wrestler that I'm looking forward to seeing more in 2026, hoping that he can stay healthy, to see not only about achieving championships, but about some of the other people that he's going to be able to face. And I've said it was why Kyle Fletcher was my wrestler 2025, because every match he was in was the best match on the card. And whether that was the main event or the opening match or the middle of the card, it was the best match on the card. And he did that consistently throughout the year. Oh, he's wrestling Mark Briscoe in the middle of the summer, in the middle of the freaking card. Well, best match on the card. Like, he just did it all the time. And it'd be hard to think that if he doesn't get injured, that he wouldn't be the world champion. I'm also going to start with a lob ball, and I'm also going to start in AEW, because my prediction is that another guy will end up being a world champion in the company for the very first time. And that will be Will Ospreay. So Will Ospreay being out, you hope he can come back and be close to what he was. We see people come back and they're not quite the same. And some of them change a little bit of their look. I think of a Swerve Strickland, where they keep trying to put over that he's much bigger, but he's just as agile, and he's not. Even though they continually put it over.
Yep.
And that doesn't mean he's not agile. It just means he was crazy agile before, and he's put on some weight and he has a knee injury, and that's the way he's deciding to go, which is fine, but he's just not as agile. I hope that Will Ospreay can be, but Will Ospreay being not only a world champion AEW, but solidifying his spot at the top of Will Ospreay will be the number one wrestler in the world in 2026. He will achieve heights. He will be marketable, and he will be a guy that people around the world know, not just in North America, because North America is one of the last places that he is known as far as the world of professional wrestling. So I'm also going to start with that lob that Will Ospreay will be the most dominant wrestler on the planet come the end of 2026. And probably,
I imagine, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and probably, I'm not going to go this specific, but feels like All In England, which is what you were going to say.
Yeah, I said I imagine you see that title victory happening at in London for the All In show.
Yeah, and I think to the point that you made, feels like the guy that he should take that off of is Kyle Fletcher, which means Kyle Fletcher's going to have to get that belt soon.
Yes, pretty soon. Do you think there's any possibility with MJF winning the belt that he keeps that belt all the way to All In London, and then you do a Will Ospreay MJF match for the title at All In? I know they had it at the last time All In was in London. It was Ospreay and MJF, but could they do it again?
Well, you could always do it again because MJF is one of the biggest stars, but I wouldn't do it. I don't think MJF wrestles we saw 3 straight shows with Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher, and each one of them were incredible matches. And with Kyle Fletcher being a guy that's from Australia but moved to the UK, I think it's his time to show that if you really wanted to put him over, you could have him beat Will Ospreay in England and then have Ospreay beat him later in the year and build back up to another show. But I think for MJF, I think he's going to be in a lot of good feuds coming up, but I don't think him against Ospreay or Fletcher is the type of feud that makes MJF better. I think those are the ones with Adam Page and Swerve Strickland and some other guys that have a little bit more, I hate saying this about Ospreay and Fletcher, but a little bit more depth to them and don't have to wrestle a certain style all the time. Those are the people that MJF, it kind of feels better with. But long answer to your question is, of course they could, because we're talking about some of the very best wrestlers in the company. So could they establish it? I think we've seen here at the end of 2025 that they're beginning to hotshot that title around a little bit. And I think they'll continue to do that until Ospreay gets his hands on it. And then at that point, I would be using Will Ospreay like the WWE used John Cena around the world and saying, Will Ospreay is coming to your country with our championship.
And he's going to put on incredible matches while you're there too. So
yeah, and that's the thing, that not only will other countries have wrestlers to go up against him, but in AEW, they'll have their own young talent that can go up against him as well. And I'd probably hotshot that title around for a little while and try to make some news in and around, I'm sure we're going to talk about the WWE and Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, but to try and make some news around those events to keep people interested in the AEW product, you can hotshot that title around and then put it on Ospreay once, because usually the WWE cools off after WrestleMania and into the summer anyway, and that's your big show all in the middle of the summer. So that's when, for me, Will Ospreay gets the title and starts to act like we'll call him a real world champion, because I know that term's been thrown around before, but a world champion that goes around the world and defends the title and makes it legitimately the most important title in the world. That's my prediction for Will Ospreay in 2026. It's nice that you gave me the little lead up for it, and you gave me like the semi main event.
There you go.
before I got to the main event. We both started out with AEW ones, and both I feel are very very easily could come true.
Yes. They're kind of the first pitch fastball in baseball, right? First pitch, you could throw the fastball and you just get it out of the way, That's what we kind of did. We kind of gave you an easy one to take the hit off of. And in this case, we both threw some law balls, I think. So now, of course, I'll probably end up being wrong, because that's how it usually goes. And Fletcher will not win the world title this year. And it was like, no, we got to save for 2027. Who knows? But the way that he's been ascending and the way that storyline's been played out with the Don Callis family, like, I think a lot is being put in place for him to eventually be out of there. I think he'll still be a heel, but I think it's eventually going to lead to him getting the world title. So, and I like Will Ospreay obviously being the world champion. 2026, it has to be the year for him to put the belt on him for at All In London. Like, to me, it has to be. Otherwise you've then missed your peak. Like, not to say he could never win it again, but in terms of like a potential, like, striking while the iron is hot, he'll be coming back, and absence makes the heart grow fonder, as they say.
Yep.
And not having Will Ospreay on your TV each week, then he comes back. It's like, oh, Will Ospreay is back. And that was the concern I had a couple of years ago when they decided to go with Hangman over Ospreay to get that title. Whether it be, the initial push in 2023 or 2024, when Danielson was in the main event with Swerve, and then in 2024, or rather this year, got my timelines all mixed up. The 2026 has kind of thrown me off, the new year. Mm-hmm. But essentially had the year where Danielson goes, he challenges Swerve for the title and wins. Then you have the other year where you have Hangman going after Moxley for the title. And so I think this has to be the year when it comes to Will Ospreay eventually getting his crowning moment and being a champion in this company. So yeah, I think those are good, easy ones. We could start things off, set the tone. Because I've got some takes that are in my head right now that are, I'm not going to lie, are probably more on the negative side. And I think we'll bring a little bit of heat as well. So get fired.
Okay. I am fired up, and I actually really agree with you on, we've disagreed on windows before for, say, Cody Rhodes, or which I did hear the DDP talking not too long ago that the original plan was for Cody to win at 39.
Yep.
And then things change, because things change in the WWE sometimes. I don't know if you know that. 2025, kind of the year, they say the year of change, year of the changes.
Yes.
In 2025. But I do agree with you, the window for Will Ospreay. I would have liked to have seen it last year. I've loved the Hangman story. Hangman is one of, if not the best professional wrestler. He's just been incredible in 2025. So it's hard to disagree with where they went, especially that Will Ospreay got hurt. But if they don't do it this year with Will Ospreay, the window's gone. Because when he comes back, he's going to be very, very popular, but he's going to have to put that together again with a couple of big matches.
Yep.
We'll see if he can do it. I'm looking forward to the negativity side. Zach McGibbon. It's about time.
You were talking about DDP earlier. It's going to be positively, instead of positively Page, it's going to be negativity Gibby over here. So get excited, get fired up.
Nigga,
Um,
nigga, givey. I don't know.
You tried. It's not as good as Z Gibbon, you know.
No, it's not.
No, not as good.
I'll work on it though.
We'll workshop it. We'll bring it back to creative, and maybe creative will come up with better ideas for it, and we can bring it to the 64 road agents that are in professional wrestling companies nowadays, and maybe they'll all have a different idea on how to move forward on it. So here's the first blazing hot take I want to bring into the discussion that I think is a stronger possibility that will happen than I think is being relayed out there. I am going to say, I'm not going to mention WWE or AEW in this hot take.
Okay.
I'm going to go to the world of TNA. And this year, they're going to be starting on AMC. They've signed a new TV deal to air on AMC. And sometimes it'll be live, sometimes it'll be pre-taped, all this stuff. But another company is now signed and will be on AMC for the next little bit. My hot take when it comes to TNA is that I don't think they last the year with AMC. I think AMC will eventually kick them out of their programming lineup by the end of the year or underperforming.
So you think the numbers are going to matter that quickly?
Yes.
To AMC?
Yes.
And when they don't get the numbers, in your opinion, they're going to get kicked off?
Correct.
Why do you think this?
I think this because there's been a lot of talk about with TNA how Carlos Silva has gone out there and said they're looking at TV deals that are in the range of $5 to $10 million for a year, which would be good for TNA. But ever since that TV deal was announced, we've heard speculation, but we really haven't gone into definitive. This is what the TV deal is. This is how much they're getting paid each year. And if I'm TNA, I would be broadcasting that out to everybody that, yes, we're getting paid for this. Yes, we're doing this on AMC. And yes, it's a multi-year deal. But they have not been broadcasting that. My hunch is that it's an ad split deal with AMC, kind of a prove it deal. And it's, I think, a similar deal that AEW signed with Warner Brothers back in the day, 2019. As a prove it deal to say, hey, can you guys deliver when you're on the network? And we saw in the first couple of months in AEW that after the ratings were so high for AEW to start off, and exceeded expectations in Warner Brothers to the point where they were essentially rushing in to sign them to a long-term deal and give them a paying money deal 3 months into the run of AEW at that point. That I think that with the way that TNA has done their TV this past year and their pay-per-views, and the creative in that company, and just continuing to be at the mercy of WWE, that I have a tough time thinking that they're going to make it on AMC past this year. I don't think they're going to meet their expectations, and I think this is on the assumption that I think this is an ad split deal. And again, I don't think TNA is going to stay on AMC by the end of the year. So that is going to be that's going to be the first blazing hot take that I bring to the table to you, Mr. Versage.
So let's play this out a little bit.
Sure.
How much does that hurt TNA if that happens? Where do they go from there? Because I feel like they always, like with the relationship that they have with the WWE, that they always are going to land somewhere. So I guess my question, not to bring your blazing hot take down, but would be like, okay, so AMC kicks them off. What if they just land somewhere else? Or do you think it would hurt them bad enough that they couldn't land somewhere else?
I think in the case of TNA, this is far removed from the era of Spike TV for TNA. We saw when they got removed from Spike, they did bounce onto other television networks, but they did not have the exposure that a Spike TV brought to them when they were on there. So they could land back on their feet and go to a different TV network. But I think in the grand scheme of the media market right now, I think that if they were to land back on their feet, thankfully, their parent company, Anthem, that runs TNA, also owns their own television network. So they obviously have that easy fallback plan to go onto. But if they wanted to go back to another television network or try and get their exposure, I don't think they will get the exposure that they would have gotten with AMC. Because AMC, while not as relevant today as I think it was in the early 2010s, when Walking Dead and Mad Men and Breaking Bad were occupying the television station, there's still quite a bit of homes that take in AMC. So I think they could possibly land back on their feet and go for another television network, but it certainly wouldn't be a television network that would have the same sort of standing that an AMC would bring under this deal.
Okay, so we've heard some negativity when it comes to, and I'm just sort of continuing the discussion. It's not going to be a blazing hot take.
Yep.
But I think a lot of people listening would go, okay, we've heard, even if you're not into this stuff kind of like we are, some of the casual fans would have heard, okay, now that the WWE's on ESPN in 2026, that's where you're going to have to go to get the PLEs. Heard that didn't start off on the right foot either.
Yes.
With ESPN. Is there something where ESPN and the WWE might be in trouble in 2026?
That would depend if we hear anything about like an out clause, right? We haven't heard anything about an out clause with ESPN and WWE in terms of their relationship when it comes to the pay-per-views or the PLEs, whatever you want to call them. So I think they're locked into this till the end of this contract. I think it is notable that whenever you go see ESPN, they always broadcast like, oh, this, college baseball had record ratings for the College World Series, or, oh, we had hockey here. We have the NHL on ESPN Plus, and it led to record subscribers tuning in for certain hockey games. I don't think as far as I can recall, and I always bring this up whenever you hear people talk about the success of a show, particularly with the WWE. If the television networks were happy, they will happily flaunt how successful their properties are doing.
Right.
They do it all the time. They always, spread their PR out and say, oh, look, we had record number viewership for this. If I could recall, Lee, we haven't really heard anything from ESPN in terms of record viewership or the WWE pay-per-views when they announced their ESPN Select service or whatever it's called.
Yeah, it's actually been very silent.
Yeah, it's been very, very quiet. And ESPN is like one of the loudest people that go out there. It's like, oh, we had a record-setting Monday Night Football, right, for the NFL. We haven't heard anything when it comes to WWE. So I'm sure that it's not exactly the rosiest in terms of expectations right now between ESPN and WWE, but based on what you hear about the contracts there, I think they're just kind of locked into this deal at this point until they find some sort of out clause or some sort of workaround like WWE did to get off of Peacock to try and get onto ESPN. It was like, oh, we front loaded all these pay-per-views. We've met our demand and now we're going to move off of the show. I don't know if there's anything like that in the ESPN deal, but yes, it is certainly something to keep an eye on in terms of the relationship between those two, because it's not exactly sunshine and rainbows over there in terms of that business relationship.
So I think that's well put. First of all, that we always hear about when somebody does really well, and we haven't heard anything out of ESPN. And I think that just tells you that things are not going well. But I also agree with you that, the more that, like, I've looked into it, you've looked into it, there's nowhere that I've found publicly defined this out clause, which means that if it doesn't work, it's hard to predict what they're going to do about it, because sometimes they find ways around it that work out for both people, but that's for them to decide. You don't know that that's going to happen. Okay. Falls off of AMC. Are you like following that up with that it falls down a couple of notches to where it is right now? Or maybe TNA is not even in a great place right now, so it's tough to fall down.
Yeah, I think this is kind of their ascending point in terms of getting on AMC. I think it would just be them getting back onto Anthem's TV network there, Access TV, at this point, and then maybe negotiate a new TV deal somewhere else. So I'm looking through the release that TNA sent out, and they do mention it's a multi-year agreement, but those things when it comes to timeshares or ad buys or whatever, an ad split, those can easily be broken if it's an ad split deal. So that's where I have my concerns about this television deal. Because again, it would be broadcasted out. Well, all these companies love to tell you how great they're doing. We've seen it time and time again, not just in media, but any sort of company, right? They want to broadcast how well they're doing. So I feel like that's the lack of information is telling when it comes to this television deal. So that is going to be my first blazing hot take for this episode.
Well, I'm going to go into the WWE now for mine, and I'm going to stick around the world title.
Yep.
And I'm going to tell you that in 2026, when it comes to, I don't want to say the real world title, but not Punk's title.
Yep. I was going to say, which one? There's two of them.
Yeah, I
the
know.
undisputed one or the disputed one?
Let's go with the one that Cody Rhodes holds.
Gotcha. Yep.
Whatever one that is.
Yep.
Still the most important. He's QB1. Remember that.
QB1. Yeah.
QB1.
Yep. So is Brady Cook of the New York Jets right now. He's QB1 right now.
He is. I like that. He scored 10 points this week. I mean, the other team scored like 48 or something, but who cares?
Got on the board.
So I'm going to tell you that what's old is new again. And you're going to hate this.
Oh, boy. I'm ready. Lay it on me.
However, I think what we are in store for in 2026 is a feud that we have seen multiple times over, but it will be reversed. I think the main storyline in 2026 for the WWE, and when I say this, I know people might clap back and say, but you're going to have Brock Lesnar's retirement and you're going to have these, we'll talk about surprises or like things that can happen along the way that will last a month or two or whatever they do.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of different ones we can come up with. But I'm telling you that the overarching storyline of 2026 will be over that title, and it will be Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
And Roman Reigns will win the championship at some point, and probably as a face with a heel Cody Rhodes. But when I look to what the WWE was, and then what they have been like since Roman Reigns has left or been a mid-carder or whatever he has done.
Yep.
It's been not a fantastic 2025 in the ring for Roman Reigns. I think TKO is going to look at the guy that's made us a lot of money in Cody Rhodes over the last, carried the ball when they've been gone, and look at the Bloodline storyline and say, it was money for all of those years, and we have the chance to pull it back together and do it again a little bit differently, but really it's the same. And we're going to have a whole bunch of bad things happen to Roman and a returning Jacob Fatu, who people do care about. And you could probably, if you babyface the Usos in the tag team division and then kick the crap out of them and have a lot of bad things happen to them, people will feel bad for them too. And it feels like a very baby face bloodline coming back into the WWE and being in the major storylines, being at the top, not necessarily with all the titles like they did before, but Cody and Roman just works. And I don't know that you can have two guys that you can depend on more. And that's really where I'm going with this, is that we can talk about other people coming in. I think we're going to get some, I'm surprised we haven't talked about Chris Jericho yet, but feels like in 2026 we will. There's going to be a lot of other people kind of coming and going. Brock Lesnar, AJ Styles, Chris Jericho. I'm not trying to ruin all of your predictions here, but I'm saying that the people that you can depend on day in, day out right now are Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes. I think in a perfect world, they would like to tell you that it's Seth Rollins and CM Punk, but they keep getting hurt. And this has been a good stretch for Punk not getting hurt, but Rollins is hurt again. They believe that Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes are money for them, and they will be back together again against each other in 2026. So what do you think of the prediction? And I'm eager to hear if you like that prediction.
I don't like it, but I think it will happen. I think it's solid from a prediction standpoint that it will happen. I'm just not looking forward to it. Does The Rock show up? Will The Rock come back and to insert city name here and get himself inserted into the Cody and Roman program, since he's inserted himself on the Cody heel turn a year ago, or the Cody stuff a year ago, obviously with the John Cena heel turn, I should say. Obviously, he's got the connection with Roman Reigns before that too. Not saying he has a match, but does he get involved in some sort of way?
Yeah. So the good news there, to further this discussion, is I think for fans that The Rock coming back and just inserting himself in these one-off things is over because of how poorly 2025 went. I think even for the people who work in the company, because of the WWE Unreal, because of the John Cena retirement tour, and the amount of people talking in 2025 that have let people know that things changed dramatically from we needed a moment in March to The Rock inserting himself there to probably thinking that would carry over to WrestleMania. The Rock doesn't show up. Travis Scott does. They think Travis Scott's going to be a part of things. He quits or whatever he does and doesn't show up. And they had to move on and they had to make some other decisions, whether we ever find out the real story or not. But I do think that's a win for a long-term WWE fan that didn't like what happened in 2025, because if they brought him back, they wouldn't, like, it would be meaningful. And so the answer is no, I don't think The Rock is going to come back, because I don't think The Rock can commit to that length of time. And I truly believe that they don't want to go through this again. So if he can't commit, I don't think they're going to bring him back.
Yeah.
And that, to me, sorry folks, that's a win. Whatever The Rock is now is a caricature of what he used to be. And you can tell me it's the same people that were mad that John Cena lost on his retirement night. Those are the same people that want The Rock back. None of the people that actually care about the product want The Rock back. None. Zero.
I was going to say, I want The Rock back, but they said care about the products. Like, okay, well, I'm not.
Yeah, yeah, you want it to make fun of it, to watch it.
It would be awesome if The Rock came back.
Tumble down the hill.
It would be awesome if The Rock came back. He actually brought some intrigue to the WrestleMania build this past year. It wasn't great, but it was intrigue. I mean, Triple H and his genius booking like couldn't get a very intriguing WrestleMania build out of it. So at least The Rock came in, he blew up all of his plans. I loved it. It was great. It actually got us talking for a moment about what's going to happen at WrestleMania, led to the Cena heel turn. So look, I am disappointed to hear we will not get The Rock this year because number one, podcast content, that would have been great for us. But number two, like I so want The Rock to just blow up Paul's plans where he could just continue to stall and delay and stall and delay. But nonetheless, I agree with you. I don't think The Rock is coming back this year. I think it will be a Triple H, Paul Levesque led WrestleMania build, unfortunately. So that's something to look forward to, I guess. But in terms of the Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns angle, yeah, I could see that happening where they switch the rules. Is there a risk to doing a Cody Rhodes heel run similar to how there was a risk back in the day of John Cena turning heel because he didn't want to lose sort of a money-making machine? Is there still, power, money-making power there with Cody Rhodes as a babyface? Would it be too soon to explore that avenue with Cody? That's really my main question is, do you really want to go ahead with something that you're not sure you could get back to being that money-making machine with Cody as a babyface?
So 100% that they like it could not work if they did it. It could be a mistake. But I don't know how you get. So the answer is at some point you're going to get Roman back to the top of the mountain. He's just going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
He held that position and they did very, very, very well. So while Cody has done very, very well, I think you could say he probably has outdone what I thought he could do and what most people thought he could do as far as being this consistent top guy. But if I asked you honestly, compare Cody Rhodes, say 2 years. I know he lost to Cena and came back, but it's not. Cody Rhodes has been the top guy since he beat Roman.
Yep.
So like at least a year and a half. Would you say that he has exceeded what Roman did on top?
Yes.
You think so?
From a business standpoint, you just gotta look at the metrics when he was on top compared to Roman. I think Cody's a bigger draw than Roman for sure. I think Roman has the benefit of because he was on top for so long with that championship, like for literal years he was holding that belt. With Cody, I think in terms of peaks, like Cody's peak is higher than Roman's peak when it comes to business and what he was able to put together. So my answer to that question is yes.
Yeah, I would agree with the peak. I don't know that. I mean, Cody's kind of been away and he's done some movies and stuff. I just think if you put Roman on top as a babyface, as the chase, you literally put him in the role that Cody was in, chasing and chasing and chasing, and finally gets there. I know there's a Drew McIntyre joke in here somewhere, but
yes.
If you just put Roman as the chaser, that Cody turns heel, maybe with the belt, to keep the belt, and runs roughshod over everybody, I feel like there's a lot of money in Roman finally becoming that guy again. And I think it's easier to say that somebody did well as when you're a baby face and you're doing well as a champion, you're going to make the company a lot of money. I think it's harder to do that as a heel, but the length of time that Roman had it and the interest in the main events when he was in there, like I was still interested in watching the main events even when you didn't think that somebody had a chance to win. Tell me how you thought of Drew McIntyre's chances to win every time he's fought Cody Rhodes for the belt.
Not very high.
Not very high.
Not very high.
It's really not all that different.
Yeah.
It really isn't. And they gave Cena this like weird little time just to have his time. And call him 17, and but that doesn't to me bring out anything. And like Cody's run here of like nobody's really challenged him in a year and a half, and they keep going back to Drew because they don't really have a lot of other people.
Yep.
Cody needs a foe, so he needs a real foe that's at the end of the line. Like it's not just the next challenger, it's the guy. He needs a real foe, and his real foe is the guy that he has fought twice at WrestleMania. You want to convince me that Roman's going to turn heel again and keep Cody the baby face? I could see it. But what I'm really telling you, regardless of which side that the guys are on, I think Cody would turn heel and Roman would be face. But I'm telling you that Roman and Cody is the reliable thing that they are going to go back to, and they are going to force Roman down your throats again, and it's coming soon. It might start as soon as the Royal Rumble.
Oof. I can bring it back to 2015, Lee. Get excited. Oh boy. Can't wait. Is Batista going to come back?
It's about making money, Zach.
That's right.
To
That's
TKO.
Right. That's right. Is Batista coming back? Is he going to be Blue Tista again? Are we bringing it that far back?
He is not, because according, just so people know this, and I know this is going to be a shock to a lot of people, sometimes the WWE doesn't get their way because other people like Batista actually just don't want to do it and say no. If you can believe that. Yeah. Just because the WWE asks, I'm sure they already have asked, and I'm sure they would ask again.
Yep. You sure, Dave? You sure you want your last match be with Triple H? You sure?
I know that you're about 162 pounds now as opposed to 302 pounds.
Yeah. But we can make it work.
Yeah, we'll make it work.
Yeah.
We'll make it work.
Yeah. Who are we to not doubt the reliability of Paul Levesque in critical situations like this when it comes to booking? So yeah, no, I hate the idea, not because you put it out there, but more just I could totally see it happening.
Right.
And so I am not going to put a veto on that.
No. Okay, good.
I'm not going to put a veto.
What do you got next?
Well, I'm going to go back to the realm of WWE. I'm going to continue this negativity tour. And I know. I really wanted to look at the positive side of things, but
just a nigga Gibby tour.
Yeah, that's right. Just a big old tour. Better than the Cena tour, I will tell you that. But nonetheless, the last couple of months have really beaten me to the ground when it comes to professional wrestling and how they've been booking. Mm-hmm. So that's probably why I'm in this state of mind. But this is going to be the ultimate negativity of me. Okay. And who I think is we talked about the year of returns.
Ready for it.
You talk about the year of returns. Chris Jericho potentially returning this year, probably going to return in 2026. Some retirements as well. People coming back. I think there is another person that will be coming back in 2026. It's a person I think they have been setting a little bit of stuff underneath to get people prepared for it when it eventually happens. You saw the return of Brock Lesnar this year, right? To kind of set that one. You had him show up in John Cena's video.
Oh boy, I know where this is going now. I didn't know where this was going, and I was trying to think, like, what wrestler? Oh, it's not a wrestler.
It's not a wrestler. I mean, they were a wrestler for a bit, if you want to conclude their Royal Rumble win back in 1999.
Yeah, see, I don't want to take your heat away, but Vince McMahon coming back to the WWE?
Yes, I think he will make an appearance on a WWE screen. Physical appearance, not on a video or anything like that. I think he will be physically there, and he will have some sort of speaking promo of some sort. I think they are laying the groundwork for him to eventually return to a WWE program. And I'm not saying as a reoccurring character. I'm not saying he's going to be part of the storylines each week, but I do think we are going to see the return of Vince McMahon on WWE television at some point this year, whether it be at the Hall of Fame, because his daughter is being inducted to the Hall of Fame. And as we laid out in her Hall of Fame accomplishments, she hosted 2 podcasts, Lee. So you got to put her in the Hall of Fame. And one of them was a television show that's basically a podcast. So
I think Stephanie McMahon's done more than just host a couple of shows.
how am I denying? She's got a T-shirt that has that as her list of accomplishments. You know, so I'm just telling you what they said. I'm relaying that information. I'm merely a newsman over here.
So you're calling the hold on. You know what? Not that I'm going to veto this yet, but you're calling the fact that if Vince McMahon is in the crowd watching his daughter being inducted into the Hall of Fame, that's a win for you?
Yes.
No.
Why not?
No.
Like
I'm
they
vetoing.
put a camera up top of him and they show him clapping.
No,
Yes.
You know what? This is a veto.
Okay.
Because if you're going to go, I'm going to allow you to rearrange this in your brain to be able to say this properly and see whether you're going to go to the place that you should be going if you're going to predict this.
Mm-hmm.
That Vince McMahon comes out on WWE television.
Yes.
Like on Raw or on SmackDown or on a PLE and comes out and walks out the entrance.
And we'll cut a promo of some sort. How about that?
Okay. So this isn't just because they show him in the crowd watching his daughter be inducted to the Hall of Fame. That's not a win for you.
I want it to be a win, but it sounds like if I allow that to happen, I'm going to get vetoed. So
yes, it's not a win for you.
Okay.
If he comes out and like I want to say his music hits because they might not play his music, but
they could play his music.
Well, I know
there's no chance in hell they won't play his music.
Yeah, I do think there's a chance.
Yeah,
because it's all about the money.
And he's still connected with TKO, and from an investor standpoint.
See what I did there? Maybe his son Shane would also be there.
Maybe. Oh yeah, doing the little dance.
Money.
Hopefully he doesn't tear his quad like he tried to when he tried to jump over Snoop Dogg, I think it was, or the Miz.
It was the Miz, yeah.
Yes, it was the Miz. And Snoop Dogg had to cover for it. Snoop Dogg is better prepared for when things go wrong than some of those NXT wrestlers. It's insane.
I'm not sure that they were totally prepared for that to happen either.
No. I mean, when things go wrong, Snoop Dogg has better on the fly, we're going to cover for this ability than some NXT wrestlers do with their matches.
So in order for this prediction to be true, he's got to come out and be on screen in the ring, or at least being talked to by somebody. And you think that is going to happen in 2026?
I don't know if he's going to talk with somebody, but I could totally see a scenario where he comes out on the stage, he has a microphone in his hand, he comes out to the ring, and he cuts a promo of some sort. And it doesn't even have to be about anything. He could talk about how he's glad to be back home in the WWE, the home that he built. And it's just, he's done it before in much more grave situations. Would it really be that shocking if he came out on screen next year and just talked about how he's glad to be back in the WWE system?
I want this to be not true so badly.
Yep. Me too.
I want to throw a big veto and say this isn't possible.
Yep.
There's no way. They're smarter than this. The group wouldn't bring him back. Oh, I'm gonna have to let this one go.
Oh, there you go. I got it past the veto. I thought that one for sure I was gonna get vetoed on. That's why I wanted to throw it out there. Because as soon as the veto one was out, it's like I gotta bring a blazing.
No, but could I see him? Yeah, I'll hate it.
Yeah,
it'll be just awful.
Yep, they're laying the groundwork there, Lee. I'm telling you, there's little things that they're doing, and they're trying to get it past people's heads, but I'm not letting it get past me. It's going to happen in my mind. Eventually. I think it's going to be this year, but it wouldn't shock me if it happens next year either. So I just so that's this is where the negativity tour continues. It's the opposite of the humiliation tour for CM Punk. This is the negativity tour of Zach McGibbon. So
Okay, I'll throw out something we've talked about like off of the air, and I
Sure.
know I've talked about this with Superfan, talked about it with you,
Yep.
but I'll throw it out there, see if I get a veto or not.
Okay.
For our listening audience that might not have thought this through, so we are going to get, it looks inevitable to me as we sit here at the end of 2025 that Chris Jericho is going to come back and do some sort of retirement tour, year, whatever he's going to do in the WWE so that he can sail off into the sunset. We're also going to get, while it hasn't been 100% confirmed, it does look like SummerSlam in Minneapolis is going to be the end for Brock Lesnar, which is two major stars calling it quits the year after the greatest retirement tour in the history of retirement tours. Zach, it was incredible. There was a last time is now tournament. He, from the Rumble to the end of the year, I mean, it was the storyline of the year. I think we established that in our awards. But
one of us did. I don't know if the other did. But
doing it after that, two more guys going to be doing some sort of saying goodbye, probably not to those standards. But where I'm going with this is there's a third guy named AJ Styles whose contract is coming to an end in 2026, but that's coming to an end when he will still be in the late 40s of his career and not the big 50, which he said he wouldn't wrestle past, which would give him the opportunity to go to AEW and finish his career in a place that's close to his home. I know they're all over the world, but travels a little bit lighter in AEW. Their home is in Jacksonville. He lives in Georgia. And just to start to imagine, Zachary, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, maybe getting Christopher Daniels out of retirement, AJ Styles bringing back Bullet Club memories with Jay White and Kenny Omega. AJ Styles going up against Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher and Hangman Page and Swerve Strickland to test him at the end of his career. What if AJ Styles ended up in a tag team? Samoa Joe and AJ Styles going after the World Tag Team Championship against FTR. I mean, we know FTR can carry them, I think, to a decent match.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. You sure he's not going to bring Dragon Lee with them to AEW to establish their tag team division there?
I think there are more than 10 reasons for AJ Styles to decide that he is going to finish his career in AEW. And of course, I just saw that he was asked to sign the WWE belt, and he said, Matt and Nick, I love you guys, but I can't sign this, on the camera so everyone could see it. I think he's laying the groundwork to have a nice little send-off. And with the WWE, it's kind of like Tony Khan says a lot of nice things about Chris Jericho, but he knows he's gone.
Yep.
Feel like that's going to be the same the other way. I had to be talked into this one, but now it makes too much sense for me to ignore it. AJ Styles having Dave Meltzer 5-star bangers in AEW before the end of 2026. You like it?
I love it.
Am I
love
getting
that
a veto though? Because it's not possible?
I want to use my veto so badly. I haven't used it. I really want to say, Lee, no. bang, here's the veto.
Yeah. Well, I got another
on
one
your
here.
idea.
I got another one coming. I know that's going to get it. So.
Oh, okay. Because I thought we had hit our 3, but if you've got another one that's you want to,
Yeah, but you're just being so boring with your takes that it's
What?
like, oh, I gotta agree with you. I gotta agree with you. I gotta agree with you.
I thought they were some pretty heated takes. That
Yeah, I know
would
you did.
be,
Yeah, people are really riled up about AMC for sure.
yeah, they're like, yeah, television contracts, they're all the rage nowadays. But no, I love that idea a lot of AJ Styles in AEW. I think that he would just be such a perfect fit for that company. I know it's an older AJ Styles, but I still think he could hang in there with the best of them there. And I would absolutely love that idea. And it wouldn't be that far out for him. Like, I know they were teasing a retirement for him in WWE. It wouldn't be that far out if he just retires in WWE, but has one last little run in AEW to kind of put a bow on his career and tie up some loose ends, as you mentioned, with the Bullet Club. I'm trying to envision his reaction to coming in and seeing the Bang Bang Gang as the last remnants of Bullet Club when he walks in. It's like, who's this Austin Gunn guy? What's going on? What happened to this stable that I helped build in Japan?
Yeah.
There's 2 guns? Anyways, he's just looking like, what happened here to my hard work? But it would be great to see him at AEW. And like you mentioned, there'd be a lot of different opponents that he could work against that I think would just be awesome. And again, tie up some loose ends. So yeah, I want to put the veto in just to say I vetoed Lee Versage, but I'm also somebody that's diplomatically, and I can't just go against that. I love the idea of AJ Styles in AEW.
AJ Styles is a wrestler's wrestler, and I think he got the notoriety by going to WWE, which is now like what, 9 years ago?
Yep.
You went in 2016, I think. But to go out in a way of, he's a wrestler's wrestler, so I don't think he wants to go out wrestling some of the best. And to go into AEW and to challenge himself that he could still go and just sort of get himself in shape to do all of these banger matches seems like the way he would want to go out. Because what is the WWE going to do for him that isn't happening for Brock Lesnar, Chris Jericho, or you already had the Ultimate One in John Cena?
Yep.
He's just lost in the shuffle there. And you know that Tony Khan would make a big deal.
Oh, easily.
Because the guys and girls in that locker room would want this to be a big deal.
Yep. I could see the AJ Styles is all elite graphic right now. He's doing a little hand thing, in front of the black and gray wall, and it's got all that AEW text. I can see it now. I would love for that to happen. I think it'd be great.
One guy we haven't touched on yet is Gunther. Coming off the big win against John Cena in the last time, is now tournament retiring Cena, retiring Goldberg. Gunther retires Chris Jericho. He retires AJ Styles out of WWE.
Mm-hmm.
They screw up Gunther big time as this year is going along, and Gunther loses to Brock Lesnar.
Okay.
In Minneapolis. Ooh. And everything they ever did to build Gunther up is wiped away.
Ooh. Intriguing. Because I can get behind a Paul Levesque screwing up a booking idea. I could so easily get
But they
behind
can't
that.
screw Gunther up. It's their biggest star.
They screwed up John Cena. Of course they can. It's Gunther. Come on. They screwed up Cena. You know, absolutely they could screw up Gunther. Of course they could. You hear all the people, I'm sure the WWE fans are screaming, oh, they're screwing up LA Knight right now. Like he just can't catch a break, you know? LA Knight in the world title picture. Maybe that should be my prediction.
Cool.
LA Knights in the world title picture.
Stop.
Is that going to get a veto?
That would get a veto on two ways, because I don't think they could make a lot of money, because he's literally Jey Uso. But it would get one just because I hate him. So if you want to say that, but you don't actually believe that.
No, God, no.
It's gotta be something that you
believe in. Thoroughly believe in. Ooh, I like the idea. I like the idea again, just because it's Paul Levesque screwing up an idea, and I'm willing to hop all over that train.
Oh, there you go.
But I don't. I really want to put in the veto though, because I was like, I don't think they're gonna do that. I don't think that Gunther's gonna lose to Brock. Oh man, that's good.
You can't see them deciding that Brock needs to go out.
Yeah, in his hometown crowd.
His hometown.
Yes.
With a win, and them doing something to try to save face, but it doesn't work.
Yeah.
With Gunther and Brock wins.
Yeah. Oh.
You can't see that happening?
Oh, God, I love that idea so much. But I'm gonna put in the veto.
Oh no!
There's the veto. I'm gonna put in the veto.
No.
Because
the good news is for my next one.
Yeah.
Because we're just continuing. You think you're using the veto on the last one, but if you're using a veto, then I get another one.
All right.
And here's where I might have played a little poker with you, Zach.
Okay.
Because there's no veto left.
Oh, geez. See, I thought this was the last one. I've been clearly I was like the baby face going down the contract signing. Don't even read the contract. I just sign it because I want the match.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's what I'm going right now.
I just want this, so there can't be anything nefarious in here.
No, there can't be at all. Contracts, leaving something to the fine print. That can't possibly be the case.
No, that can't happen. So I'm going to tell you, without a veto coming.
Oh, great. What's being laid upon here? Let's hear it.
The longest reigning champion in the WWE in 2026, including a world championship. It might be the second championship, Zach.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of 2026, this person will have the most wins. And this person will be undoubtedly in the top 3 in the WWE as far as what they are doing with this person.
Oh,
he's going to win
I think it is.
He's going to win a world championship, and he is going to reach godlike levels.
Oh, God. Oh, no. I think I know who this is.
Okay. Who do you think it is?
Lee, are you talking about Dominic Mysterio?
My man is going to rule. He's going to win a world championship. He'll be hanging out. They will be the new Edge and Lita.
Oh, God.
With Liv Morgan, because we know Liv Morgan's going to win a women's world championship.
Yeah, because why not at that point? Yeah.
Well, no, she will. That's it. There is no chance, unless Liv Morgan gets hurt again, there is zero chance she is not winning a world championship. Zero.
Yeah.
But to go along with the world heavyweight champion and the women's world champion, Dominic Mysterio, will be launched into another stratosphere by the WWE, and it's going to be amazing. There's no veto coming, folks. That silence you hear is defeat. That silence you hear is bewilderment why he got.
Can I veto the previous veto? Is that a
no?
no? Okay.
You would think I would get away with something like vetoing a veto.
Yes.
It's like, hey, if people are listening and they remember Rick Campbell, coach of the Ottawa Red Blacks, who challenged a play, they went and looked at it, came back, made their decision, and Rick challenged the challenge. It was unbelievable. It lasted about 20 seconds, and like, yeah, you can't do that. And we're gonna give you
a shot.
yeah, we're gonna give you another penalty because we're
Yeah.
not. Because I think they actually told him that they, yeah, okay, we will. Yeah, we're done.
Yeah, it's pretty conclusive. What came back? Oh,
challenge the challenge, veto the veto. My man Dom with Liv is gonna sit on top of the wrestling world as world heavyweight champion, along with his woman being the women's world champion, and the two will be the biggest power couple in wrestling. Oh, all the belts, all the power.
Yeah. They'll do it in front of the 2,000 people because everyone will have hated the decision and attendance will go down.
Won't.
No, you'll be one of the 2,000. I know. You'll be right there with Karrion Kross as well. You know, you'll have your tickets.
Oh,
because Karrion
why
Kross
would you
is
bring Karrion into this? I feel like that's just.
Well, look, you know, Karrion Kross, in order to get on a WWE show now, he's got to buy a ticket to get to the show. So, you know, I think it's only fair, you know, and Karrion Kross will be on screen more. He'll be finding a way to try and get his hour-and-a-half long documentary movie out there, you know, so that he could get people to pay attention to what he's doing. And I know you're like very in depth on the career of Karrion Kross and his independent work. You've seen all of his matches. So I just, you know, what's the match you're most looking forward to from Karrion Kross in 2026? What's the match that really screams to you and say, this is the Karrion Kross persona that I look for in his matches?
Probably beating Ospreay for the title in AEW once they sign him.
Yeah, at All in London too, just to really put him over.
No, I think he'll be the surprise like the next night.
Yeah. And then Scarlett will be out there. Do you think if you're going to do Dominic Mysterio as world champion, which I just vomited a little bit in my mouth saying that sentence, but if they do Dominic,
folks, you said vomit, not veto.
Yeah, not veto, no, because I got that one taken away. I did not know the rules of the game. Again, I am the too eager baby face that didn't read the contract before signing his match. So
this is the contract. Okay, yep.
Here we go. Let's go. Bring it on. Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. It says this?
Yeah. What do you mean? There's a second page on this. Just a white meat baby face over here. So are we going to get Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan facing off against Karrion Kross / Killer Kross with Scarlett? And like, you know, we brought back the mixed match challenge. Is that something that we can look forward to in the future in 2026?
What? Karrion Kross and Scarlett in the mixed?
Karrion Kross and Scarlett versus Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan in a battle of power couples for, you know, similar to what we saw with Punk and
I actually don't think that the world could handle that. So I'd say no.
Gotcha. Not even the World Heavyweight Championship would be on the line for that. Like, this is bigger than the World Heavyweight Championship, as I say, trying to laugh that one through. But
who? Yeah, it's almost. I just came across this. I think this is. Which group do you think will be the most dominant group of 2026? Or do we know what that group is yet?
See, I don't think we know what that group is yet, because I like the idea that you brought up on the last show about MJF kind of being back in a stable once again and leading his own stable. So I wonder if it's an MJF-led stable in 2026.
That ends up being the biggest
Yeah, in wrestling.
Group in wrestling.
Yep. That could be interesting.
Huh. I'm trying to think of a group now. Well, I just told you. I wonder if it'd be hard to get past this though. So if I asked you, this is way out of left field, and this is away from the predictions.
Okay.
I've just come across the WWE wrestlers with the most losses in 2025. Who do you think is number one? And it's not close. Like,
Not
relatively
close.
speaking, this person had 14 more losses. And you have to remember the WWE does not wrestle very often.
Yep.
Like, they don't do house shows. And so, you know, people can go between NXT and they do some, but not many. Who do you think had the most losses?
I have some funny answers in my mind.
They might not be so funny because.
Oh, really? Because the one I was gonna say is your boy Drew McIntyre.
Oh, see, I thought you were gonna say actually my boy right now tied for fourth, 27.
Oh, really?
Dom.
Oh, what a shocker! And he's gonna be your world heavyweight champion.
Well, he's the Intercontinental champion right now.
Yeah. What a likely.
He's a two-time Dom two-time Intercontinental champion. It did lose 27 times though.
Yes. You're Intercontinental champion, folks. Just going out there, taking the losses in stride.
So the point I'm going to make here is incredibly. I'm trying to make it about the group because the top 4 people in the WWE in losses, all from the same group.
Is it all from the Judgment Day? Oh, yes. It's all from the Judgment Day, isn't it?
Roxanne Perez lost 43 times.
Oof. Rough.
After her call up from NXT.
So obviously going well.
Raquel Rodriguez lost 29 times and was hurt for some of
that was hurt.
2025.
Yeah. For Pride was hurt with all those losses. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, also hurt in 2025 was Finn Balor, still coming in at 28 losses.
Oh.
And then Dominic Mysterio at 27, tied with Solo Sikoa and Nia Jax.
Ooh, there's a trio.
The top 4, Roxanne Perez, Raquel Rodriguez, Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio, lost over 100 times on television.
Wow.
In the Judgment Day.
Dang. Well, that's a lot of. We joke about who's the pin eater in that group. Like they're all of them are.
Yeah, they're kind of sharing it. They're like, you're young, Roxanne. You take a little bit more.
Yeah.
But we'll all take some here.
Yeah. Do they do the rock, paper, scissors to determine who loses the match that night? Okay. Roxanne keeps on losing on these rock, paper, scissors matches.
That's a lot of losses for one group.
Yeah. Wow. That is just piling up.
When the top 4 are all from the same group, and if JD McDonough was not injured, I'm sure he'd be top in that group too.
Damian Priest doing a good job avoiding taking all those.
Well, that's what I mean. He got out just in the nick of time for Bad Bunny to come in. So when it comes to groups, though, you think it's an MJF-led group in 2026?
Could see it. Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm just going to go back to what I said earlier in the prediction show, that it will be the Bloodline.
Again.
Yeah, I know. It will be.
I want a third veto, please. Can I just do another veto on that?
I need your final one. I didn't
even realize we were gonna get past, and I would be handcuffed and not have another veto on me. And now I'm trying to scramble and trying to figure out something for
just so I can veto it anyway.
Yeah, just veto it. I really want to say LA Knight World Champion. I'm not gonna lie.
But
I
you
really
don't
want to
believe
say
that.
I don't believe it. That's the thing. I gotta believe it.
Yeah, it has to be Like you have to fool me and people listening
Yes.
that you believe it.
Yes.
We see right through you,
Yes.
Hornswoggle. Okay,
Yes.
we know who you are.
How about this? CM Punk leaves WWE the same way he left AEW, in a fit of rage because of all the losses he's taken and the way that the booking has gone.
The humiliation tour.
Yeah, the humiliation tour ends with him having enough of being humiliated, and he burns the bridge. He finally says, "I've had enough."
You don't believe that. You know
I believe it more than the LA Knight stuff.
No, but you know he's a changed man.
Oh yes, of course he's a changed man. Yes. How
He
can
went to Saudi. He apologized.
Yes, he apologized. It was the happiest moment of John Cena's professional wrestling career.
Exactly.
Think of how long that career has been for John Cena. That is the one he's most proud of. CM Punk, the man that another tease on the best of moments. We talked about CM Punk in the humiliation tour, and him just staring at Seth Rollins taking the crutches down and just continues to stare at him, doesn't make any movement away from the ring. He just stays there and sees it all happen, and then waits and waits and waits, and then finally gets his ass kicked and Rollins pins him. No run in from any of the Vision in that match either. So, God. So I really do want to say, you see, the problem with those two is those are wants, not what I believe in. You know what I mean? They're very much what I want to happen. Like, I want LA Knight to be world champion because that would be just great podcast content. And that'd be the one thing the WWE fans and I would agree on, is that LA Knight should be champion, but for very different reasons. And then the CM Punk one, I believe in that more than the LA Knight stuff. I do believe there's a little bit, there's moments I look at Phil Brooks's eyes and I just see the little volcano that's just about to explode. Like Mount Brooks is just about to explode in his head. Like knowing that you want me to yeet with Jey Uso? Really? Like I could just see that, just a little bit. It just boils up to the surface like a little bit more. I really wanted to blow over in 2026. Like I want like a moment where he's like, you want me to lose to El Grande Americano? And then that's his like moment. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm hoping for. So you could veto that if you'd like. I'm going to put that out there. CM Punk is going to leave in a fit of rage.
No, you don't believe it. It can't be. This is not a reals. You know that Phil has succumbed to what his destiny is now.
Yeah. He has succumbed to sports entertainment. You're right.
That's right.
Yes. He is sports entertainment Phil Brooks, as opposed to
which is too bad, because the line that popped you so big in the John Cena one was what, Zach?
Tonight, professional wrestling destroys sports entertainment. God, I was so fired up.
Phil has just succumbed to the sports entertainment part, and now pro wrestling's back.
Yeah, pro wrestling's back.
That would be hilarious.
That would be hilarious. He finally embraces sports entertainment that they turned into a pro wrestling company, just as Phil Brooks was like, look, I did the rapper costume. I had the chain and everything while I was in Saudi Arabia. That was like peak humiliation tour of Phil Brooks, was when he had to go out there and do the punkonomics. So he's like, yeah, I had to work with another rapper on this. It's like, oh, we could tell. We could tell that these weren't exactly bars you were given, And I knew it was killing him on the inside that he had to do this, but he had to be in line. He had to be a good little soldier, because if I know my punks and my punk rockers, they're people that fall in line, and go be a part of the status quo. My corporate made punk, CM Punk.
So, okay, let's talk out of these predictions. Let's talk about just some predictions about like sort of Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. Yep. Is there someone going to come out at Royal Rumble that you will pop for? I won't say you don't expect, because you have your finger on the pulse of everything. So but it's really easy for us to say Chris Jericho.
Yep.
Is there somebody that you think will come out that we're not quite expecting, or will pop you?
See, it'd be tough because I feel like with it in Saudi Arabia this year, that it would leak out who's there. You know what I mean? In terms of a surprise entrant, because it would be a shock if that person that you don't usually see on WWE TV is just walking down the streets of Riyadh, you know, just on a casual Saturday afternoon. You know what I mean? So like, I was like, oh, look at that. Chris Jericho just happens to be in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, just the night before, you know, the Royal Rumble. So it'd be tough, you know? So other years I'd be like, oh, maybe like somebody from NXT would be interesting. Like we saw, you know, Obafemi get the match with Cody Rhodes. Do you still do that walk that he does to the ring where the little arms, where he's pumping up his arms as he's walking?
I've seen a lot of different memes.
Yes.
When it comes to it. And I think one of my favorites is like when your partner asks you to open a jar and your ego is like, then it's Obafemi walking,
doing a little walking
into the kitchen to be able to open that jar because you're so strong.
Yeah. Doing the little arm poses. It's almost bushwhackers like, but not as hard, you know, in terms of the arm motions. But
what are they doing? Like, how could they not have known that this was going to be like, I just don't even understand how they didn't get it.
Well, I get people talking.
When they watched him in practice, it's like, yeah, we got this. This is how it should look.
We nailed this. We have found the thing that's going to get you over. And it's your little walk as you walk down the ring. Not the wrestling, Lee, but the walk that he does into the ring, because that's what it's all about. That's what pro wrestling is all about. Yep. That's what it's all about. Moments, Lee.
So is there anybody though, like, because you don't necessarily, I mean, I know you were saying just walking down the streets of Riyadh and like in Saudi Arabia, and like we get what you're saying, but there's also not the amount of people that would be in Riyadh that would know, I don't know, like Danhausen, or like, especially with his makeup off, right? Or like they're not going to know who those people are. So they could be there.
Danhausen in WWE would be weird, wouldn't it? Like I know there's the reports out there that WWE is interested, but I feel like I don't know. If Danhausen in WWE feels a little bit too out there for WWE, which is crazy for me to say.
Why?
I don't know. Like it just doesn't fit in my head, you know? It doesn't match up in my head. But I could be wrong. Maybe he fits like a glove in WWE and I'm just not thinking of it, you know, hard enough.
So did you see the almost assuredly fake leaked Royal Rumble lists?
I have not seen those fake Rumble lists, no.
Okay. Well, I can do that for you, and at least I think it gives a bit of a jumping off point to I don't think that these are real, but it also is like jumping off points to be able to talk about what we think could happen at the Royal Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we'll start with the women's. And again, it's all like accidentally leaked. Can you believe these got out?
Yeah. Can you believe somebody put this in a Word document and printed it out and had
put a WWE logo on it?
Yeah. That's all you really need to do is you just put a WWE logo on it and make it seem like official roster list or something like that. It's like, official. So like, I'll leak out the This Is Wrestling Royal Rumble pool numbers, and I can say, this is official.
Okay.
Yeah, how about that? And I can put the This Is Wrestling logo on there and be like, oh, look, it's leaked. Guys, you're not going to believe this leaked out to the public on the This Is Wrestling.
You'd actually totally believe that Lee just left it up on his computer and Zach came and Just
Yeah, he was
took the-
supposed to send an audio file, but it ended up being the whole list of the Royal Rumble winners and just happened to be posted, you know.
So this is the quote unquote leaked version. And I'll just ask you if anything surprises you with the women's. So the first two out are Tiffany and Charlotte. I kind of like that.
Sure.
If that happened.
Yep.
Kari Sane, Zelina, Julia, Nia Jax, Ivy Nile, Asuka, Kiana James, Lash Legend, your first 10.
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea Green, Nikki Bella, B-Fab, Sol Ruka, Bailey, Maxine Dupree, Raquel Rodriguez, Natalia, Rhea Ripley, Mishin. Your next.
Mm-hmm.
And your final 10, Candice LeRae, Io Sky, Lyra, Valkyria.
Oh, you were almost there. You were almost there.
What is it?
Valkyria. Yeah.
Okay.
I was saying you almost got it first try, but you had
Almost
a little stutter there. You were
Yeah,
gonna
I
say
did.
Valkyrie, and you were like, oh, so
I
close.
did.
So close.
Hey, man, I got Konosuke Takeshita most times.
Sorry, what is that? Konosuke who?
If you go back and listen to, I've nailed it every time. 24, Roxanne Perez. 25, Bianca Belair back.
Yep.
26, Alba Fire. Becky Lynch. Alexa Bliss. Liv Morgan. And Paige.
Okay.
Coming back as the
Number 30.
number 30.
Okay. Not out of the realm of possibility for sure. Could see those.
Okay, so nothing really surprising.
No, like Paige would obviously be the big shocking name, right? And I saw she was at an independent show and returned there, so
Yeah.
probably done purposefully so that people can get talking about her as Royal Rumble season comes up. So
Purposeful on her part.
yes,
Yeah.
I think the timing is just too close. It's smart. I'm not taking anything away from her. It's smart. It's just purposeful.
But you don't think the WWE has already told her that she's in to go and plant some seeds?
Probably. It's like she
Okay.
probably has gotten some calls, you know.
All right, so I'm gonna go through. They have Bianca Belair winning.
Okay. These reportedly leaked. I mean, it's
Yeah.
official because the WWE logo is on its papers.
Is a WWE logo
Yeah.
appendix? You got to write the word appendix.
Oh yeah, that sounds super official. yeah.
Appendix 1, the women's. Appendix 2, the men's.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sure it came from like a nice little booklet too. Like there was a nice booklet that they were able to
I
put
don't know
together.
about that. I think there's a copyright thing on the bottom. All rights reserved.
Oh, of course. You got to throw that in there too. Copyright 2025 on the bottom. Yeah. Like I, you know what? How can you be any more official than that, really? You know?
Okay. So here's the men's. And I will just go through the names and then ask you who you think they have as winner and runner up. Because that's all they have is winner and runner up.
Oh, they don't even have the full entrance yet.
No, they have the 30 people. I'm just saying they have
okay.
winner and runner up
Oh,
beside
okay, gotcha.
the names of the last two.
I see. Yes.
All right.
Because again, a very official document would absolutely have that. So, you know, we're really looking at the, you know, this is like Watergate level, looking at the files and just like making
Feels
sure
very
that all-
official. The numbers are there.
Yeah.
Like the names are there.
Yes.
WWE
There's
logos
indents in the
there.
text. Yeah, it's Times New Roman, so you know it's official out there. So
Number 1, Logan Paul. Number
makes
2,
sense.
Obafemi.
Ooh, okay, that'd be an interesting 1 and 2.
Yeah. Shinsuke Nakamura, Austin Theory,
Yeah.
Dom, Rusev, Sami Zayn, Penta, Bronson Reed, Finn Balor, El Grande Americano, Brock Lesnar, Braun Breaker, Carmelo Hayes, Rey Mysterio, Jey Uso, Trick Williams, AJ Styles, Ray Phoenix, Gunther, Ilya Dragunov, Roman Reigns, Damian Priest, The Miz, Jimmy Uso, Aleister Black, Jacob Fatu, LA Knight, Randy Orton. Can't believe you popped me with that. Randy Orton, Chris Jericho.
All right. So they're going for a surprise at 30 in the men's one too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which feels
from
like
the
they
very
wouldn't do that.
official WWE documents. Do
Feels
you
like
think there was a
surprises
freedom of information request for these documents? Sir, we need this. This is for the interests of public interest, you know?
Yeah. The interest of public interest.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
That's how they said it too.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And they're like, wow, look at these very
Well,
official.
they really
WWE
tried to be
documents.
creative, right? By putting Brock Lesnar and Braun Breaker together.
Yep.
Like, so who do you think they have winning and runner up?
I am going to say winner, Braun Breaker. Trying to determine a runner up. They might have thrown a curveball and is it LA Knight?
No, I just wanted to say that.
Oh, you just wanted to say that? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to say runner-up LA Knights, winner Braun Breaker. How about that? Because in the very official WWE documents, you know that they are preparing for the big LA Knight push in
But then
2026.
I know, but then he got screwed because he should have won.
Yeah, and it builds up this momentum. No, I get it. I mean, who am I to deny the official WWE documents?
It's on letterhead. It's
Yeah, there's a letterhead. Property of WWE is probably on the bottom.
It just has a logo. So
just the logo.
where I think the interesting jumping off point for this is not to say, is this fake or real? It's obviously not real.
What?
Yeah, I think it's quite obvious. But
What? Oh, all right.
so you don't have either of the two. I'm going to give you another chance.
Oh, I have none of the two. I'm actually surprised about that. LA Knight I wasn't surprised about, but I was surprised about Braun Breaker not being in it. All right, who are the other two? I swear if Dominic Mysterio is in the runner-up or winner, like I'm probably going to walk off this podcast right now. But it would be part of the official WWE documents, so I don't know. Oh man. Is Jericho in there? Is Chris Jericho in there as a runner-up?
Yeah, 30th. Okay.
Okay. Well, yes, he is in the. But is he a runner-up since he's 30th? No. Okay. So he's getting eliminated pretty soon then.
See,
That's a rough
I
go
would
for
have
Jericho.
thought, I think the surprising ones for me that are not in the last two,
Mhm.
well, three for me would be, you mentioned Braun Breaker,
Mhm.
Gunther, and Brock Lesnar
Oh, okay. Interesting.
are all not in the final three. Final two. I
Oh,
guess.
okay.
So they have Roman Reigns.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
That's where we know it might be official. It actually
Oh.
might be.
Yeah, you know what? These might be the official WWE documents.
might
with
be.
the letterhead and
Right.
yes.
Roman
There's a nice
Reigns.
stamp.
And who is he throwing out at the end?
Who is he throwing out there, Lee?
Sami Zayn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Let's take it back to 2022. Why not?
Okay. I'll take it back to the point where, do you think it's inconceivable that Roman Reigns wins the Royal Rumble?
It's not zero. It's not zero.
Yeah. You're not going to say zero to anybody after Jey Uso.
No, I've learned my
year.
lesson after this year. You know, I think I think I learned my lesson after this year, and I have to again. Like I really want to stress. I have to abide by the official WWE documents and how they view people in that company. So I have to abide by that. So and I can't go 0% because I have been burned by a Jey Uso, and I've never fully recovered from that, even a year after that. So,
Mhm. By the way, Bianca Belair throws out Liv Morgan.
I wouldn't be opposed to that. I would be in support of that.
Crushingly, Roxanne Perez does not win, and another loss would be
Oh, another L.
tacked on to her.
Yeah. Rox L Perez.
Oh. So
Better Roxanne.
as we look, like, I go through that lineup though and go, that's a fairly decent lineup with the men's going, okay, like who's really weak in it? And I don't really come up with a lot of names. Like, I mean, you could tell me that Damian Priest is weak.
Mhm.
I think they might build him back up with Bad Bunny now being back on for May. Not that they do it at the Rumble necessarily, but
Right.
I don't know if he's as weak as he kind of feels right this second. Finn Balor, we just talked about how many losses he has, but
Yeah.
I
Is
still
El
don't mind.
Grande Americano winning the Royal Rumble League?
Yeah, I mean, already that I'm in our Royal Rumble pool that I'm
Yeah.
going to get El Grande Americano,
Yeah.
and then somebody will try to comfort me
Yeah.
and say, well,
It could be a
like-
fluky win.
no, you got Mishin on the women's, so
Yes.
like you kind of got two real good chances there.
Yeah. Yeah. Really going to light it up. Watch, it's going to be Tamina Snuka making her return, and I'm going to get Tamina again, like I did a couple of years ago. I'm like, really? I haven't heard from Tamina Snuka in years. And
I don't mind the list as far as like if I go through and say who could, okay, not who I think could win, who
Yeah.
could the WWE legitimately put and win this thing where you wouldn't be shocked?
Yeah.
And I'll go through and say Dominic Mysterio. Would you be shocked?
I would be shocked they would go that far with him.
It doesn't feel as big of a shock as Jey Uso to me.
Jey Uso is definitely more shocking and more of a strike to my pride when it happened.
Right.
So
Okay, so what about the new masked Austin Theory? As a guy who now has a Royal Rumble win and maybe a title shot, they could take it away from him, but a title shot as part of that group, but not really a part of the group, and the group really doesn't like him. But now he's got this title shot. It's not out of the realm of possibility.
no, it's not. I will make sure to buy a nightcap so I can be prepared to sleep whenever I have to watch his matches. So that I will be prepared for that. At least they'll
So-
give me preparation time for it.
Would you be shocked if Brock Lesnar or Braun Breaker won?
No.
No.
Neither guy, no.
Gunther,
Wouldn't be shocked.
Roman,
Wouldn't be shocked, but I would also just bang my head on the table. Yes.
I'm just asking you if you'd be shocked.
Would I be
That's it.
shocked? No, I wouldn't be shocked. I would give myself a concussion, but no, I wouldn't be shocked.
Would you be shocked if Jacob Fatu won?
Nope. I'd be pleasantly surprised, actually. I would be pleasantly happy. I
Yeah.
should say.
Would you be shocked if Randy Orton won?
I would loathe everything that has come in the professional wrestling business to at that point if Randy Orton.
If Randy
Won the
Orton
Royal
might be
Rumble.
calling it quits this year as well, right?
Yeah.
What if
Oh,
Randy Orton gets himself a title match?
ugh. Oh, God help me if that's the case.
Yeah, but would you be
Um,
shocked?
I'd be a little surprised.
Yeah,
I would be a little surprised.
Well, we're up to like 10 guys.
After the Austin Theory, after I bought a nightcap for Austin Theory, I'd buy like a whole new bed to get prepared to fall asleep to when I'm watching Randy Orton match. So
What if I told you that the story we saw in WWE Unreal about Chelsea Green, and they left it in the footage where they were talking about the Women's Royal Rumble, and they were talking about having like 28 and 29 eliminate each other.
yep.
as the last
Oh yeah. Yes.
two people, and then basically whoever is going to come out as number 30 is
Yep.
going to win the Royal Rumble. What if I told you that was Chris Jericho? And they
Like that's
did
how
that.
Jericho wins.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would love that.
Don't you think though that getting into, like, sometimes, how do I say this properly? Sometimes when people come on and like the mystique and the mystery is gone, and then you see them a little bit too much, then they don't have the mystery, they don't have the mystique anymore. It's like you really, really want them to be there, and then as soon as they get there, you're like, oh, that's who they are.
Yeah.
Kind of feel like that's Jericho. Like, people want all the pomp and the circumstance and the music and the singing, but do you want to watch that guy wrestle for 15 minutes? Not really. I don't. What if you kept it? What if you never even saw him?
And then he just goes around like, I did it. Yeah, I did it. Yeah.
Tell
Goes
me
around
that
the
wouldn't
ring.
be super entertaining for a couple months that Chris Jericho won a Rumble he never had to do a thing in.
Yeah. It would be the opposite of him beating Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock in the same night for the undisputed title. It would be the exact opposite.
You got to get it done in different ways.
Yeah.
How do you get out of this Royal Rumble without hurting Gunther?
By setting up a Brock Lesnar program in the Rumble. Have them have the face off in the Rumble match, and you could have Brock eliminate Gunther if you'd like. Give them.
You better be putting Gunther over at Mania then.
Yep.
Where does that leave Braun Breaker?
Maybe battling Punk again at Mania.
Yeah. Noticeable by his absence in this is CM Punk.
Yeah. Because he will have quit the company by that time, based on my prediction. You know, he will have had enough and burned another bridge, and then
Can I sell you on, as we close here, on a prediction that's coming up soon? Can I sell you on Seth Rollins coming back on January 5th? And
in
helping,
a wrestling capacity, or
No.
or just okay, just showing up.
yeah, and helping somebody win, Zach.
Gotcha.
What
can
if
see
he
it.
helps? What if he helps CM Punk win?
I would have a lot of questions why Seth Rollins would help CM Punk win his match.
You would? You'd have a lot of
Yeah.
questions that the Vision kicked out and sent Seth Rollins to the curb, and he comes back.
Yeah,
and
I guess you could. I guess you could do
cost
the.
Braun
I guess you
Breaker?
could do. Yeah, I guess you could do the enemy of my enemy is my friend deal. I don't know if I love that though. I don't know if I love that. I just I don't know if Punk would love that either. It's like, God, do I have to work with Seth again? If I'm Phil Brooks, it's like I literally debuted with this guy.
He doesn't
yelling
get
at
a
me.
choice though.
Well, I know. Look, CM Punk humiliation tour. I get it, but like,
Hey, Cody had to work with Seth 3 straight times.
yeah, but he hasn't had to work with Seth since. Punk, it feels like every couple of months is he goes back to Seth Rollins.
Yeah, well, here comes Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
It's the same. All right,
Yeah.
2026 predictions. Zach, always a fun time to be able to look forward to the future when we have no idea what's going to happen, but that's why we can never be wrong, except for your veto.
No, it's I getting the old hook off of the stage sort of deal. We're not
the
allowing
cane.
that to happen.
Here comes
the
the
giant
cane.
cane.
Zach's
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you, it's gonna be the case.
Yeah.
Get out of there. Cut his mic. Cut his mic.
This has been fun. Probably went on too long at the end, but hey, that's where it gets a little fun and a little silly. And if you listen to, I don't know, like Brian Danielson on Chris Van Vliet, you're like, oh, this is an amazing interview. And then the last 15, 20 minutes, they're talking about sci-fi. And it's like, I have no idea what they're talking about. And I don't care.
Yeah, you're out.
That's what happened here. So for Zach McGibbon, I'm Lee Versage. Thanks for listening to our 2026 predictions of the world of professional wrestling here on This Is Wrestling.